TDS updated, and they added the hacker tower, and for some reason it's bugged and is saying that it's worth coins when it's actually worth gems, so that's cool. So the update include yeah, I afforded it. It was just a visual bug. So it says it's worth coins, but it's actually gems, 5,500. So I already got it. There it is.
Hey guys, I'm Ham from the second channel. If you don't know Water's second channel.
Yeah, new tower, hacker. So defeat enemies, you can hack, and then they are converted into units, so you can fight back with enemies. You can clone your strongest towers based on their cost. There's a new mission quest skin to get the Fallen hacker skin, and there's a special skin for all the 50 people that beat Hidden Wave first. And
we almost did it.
No, we didn't. We still haven't even beaten it.
It was too late at night, bro. Like they released it.
We knew what to do, but we did not beat it. I think even if we would have won there, we still wouldn't have done it. These are the 2 base skins. Coming soon. Still, the skill tree is not here. That sucks. I just want it now.
So we're all still broke.
Yeah, I'm only at 500.
Yeah, we all want this new skill tree update, bro. It'd make the game 10 times better. But in my opinion, they gotta rework all the game modes again. Like, if you no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't rework it. Like, enemy HP scaling, like depending on everyone's skill trees in the server. You know?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Like, later waves are now harder because your skill tree is better.
Yeah. But we also have the Summer Battle Pass coming, and PvP, which has been in the works for probably around a year. Now, game changes. There's some bug fixes, like sound fixes, a couple spelling errors fixed. Fallen mode appears to be nerfed, now that it has an addressed power creep, and some enemy stats have been adjusted. We have layouts overhauled for improvement pacing, that's pretty nice. Now the hacker tower. You can only have 2 of them down. The level 0 cost is pretty expensive for a placement cost, but it just scales up. It's a pretty expensive tower, especially considering that it also has double paths for level 5, going in A, which costs more, or B, which costs less. Now it seems like they have some confusing things that I'll go over when I actually review this thing. Cowboy, the tower limit has been decreased by 2, but it seems like damage overall, except for I guess level 4 and level 5, has increased. Level 4 and level 5 decreased, obviously. The cost has decreased, increased, kinda all over the place here. Ranges have mostly increased for the most part. Level 0 spin duration has, well, all of the spin durations have decreased, which is pretty nice, except for level 5, so, oh well. But income has increased overall, which is, oh, well, I guess I didn't notice level 4. Level 4's income has decreased. The cooldowns have also decreased, which can allow you to get a lot more money much quicker. So, Cowboy seems like it might be a little bit better for the most part. Accelerator now has lost a lot of its damage across most of its levels. Everything after level 3 has gained a lot of damage, and I can see that 100 damage for level 5. That seems pretty broken. Its range has increased across every level, which is amazing because Accelerator has kind of famously had a really small range, at least to me. The cost of at least level 0 and level 1 have decreased, while level 2 has increased. Same with level 3, level 4, and level 5. Max ammunition across most levels have increased, with level 5 decreasing by a full half of it, meaning that it now only is able to hold half of the ammo. But the laser time on level 1 has been decreased, which I think is cooldown time, but I'm not 100% sure. And level 5's laser time has decreased a ton. It seems like this might be a decent buff, but it's also kind of hard to tell without actually playing it in a real game.
Well, as I just said, it got cut in half, but the damage now is 100 at max, so it got double damage, half the radius, but also got for half more damage, you also get 20 more on top of that too. So it could be a partial buff.
Yep.
But nerf, we can't tell.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell without really playing it in a real game. Golden Cowboy, same kind of thing that happened to normal cowboy. It honestly seems like it's pretty much identical, except it might just be a little bit more expensive. But the spin durations are a little bit less, and obviously the cash is a little bit more. That's just kind of how it is. There's not really much of a difference to this one than Real Cowboy. Trapper. Now, I've never really played Trapper, so I'm going to let Ham explain this one.
Level 2, that doesn't look too bad, but my standard that bad. That was pretty bad. Level 3 max traps is now decreased. That's kind of not good. Spike trap's gone up. Okay, it's actually pretty decent. Spike trap cooldown's actually, it's actually really good. That can actually be viable. I mean, no one uses spikes past level 3. Spikes HP. Okay, maybe spikes are actually kind of viable here now. Max traps 10 through 9. All right. Spike damage at low. Spike trap damage at level 4 is 40 to 60 now. Okay, yeah. Actually, it looks like they just buffed the traps, and then they made the landmine cooldown go up. That kind of sucks. Landmine explosion radius went down, and the bear trap went up. So honestly, the bear traps just got a bit of a buff, and landmines got nerfed. So honestly, that kind of sucks because that's what Trapper's main DPS is. It's just landmines. So that kind of really sucks a bit.
All right. Mortar. Mortar has been nerfed. Our boy Mortar. He's been nerfed. The GOAT. The meta is going to shift possibly with level 3 losing 5 damage, level 4 losing 20 damage, and level 5 losing 50 damage, and even the level 5 explosive radius being 1 less, which honestly is a lot because studs are really big in the scheme of TDS.
Yeah, so in my opinion, level 3 will still be kind of goated just because it's only 5 damage, but level 4 is kind of going to be viable here now. Maxing Mortar is out, it's just not going to play anymore.
I have to disagree with that one. It's still going to be a pretty good play.
It still is, but I mean, like, if you're playing your other towers, I mean, like, a bunch of level 4 mortars is probably just going to be the play there. 100 damage will do pretty good.
Well, remember, they didn't actually nerf the, like, you know,
Cluster bombs.
Cluster bombs, yeah. Gatling gun. Looks like it got pretty much a buff. A lot of the levels are much cheaper, and the damage has increased amongst all of them, which is really good. Gatling gun's been needing a buff for a while, ever since its main nerf that made it go from the best tower in the game to one of just the most forgotten towers in the game. So it's pretty nice that it's actually going to be viable again, maybe. Of course, it will take some playtesting before it actually is determined if it will be viable or not.
I don't know. It probably will be a bit viable now. In my opinion, as I forget what to say. I think Elite said it. He was like, yeah, it's only good as a splash damage, but we had Mortar who was just goated at all that because Mortar can hit more.
Yep. All right. That's it for the towers. All right. So we got the hacker tower in game here, so we're gonna start off with that one. So you can only place 2 of them down at once before you'll get to your placement limit. Now, level 0 has 0.8 fire rate with 4 damage, and because I have these things, whatever they are, skill tree, the range is kind of broken, but I'm assuming it would be probably 12 or 11, maybe even 10.
I think it'd be 11 because mine's 1199.
Yeah. Okay, so this is against enemies, so it comes back and it will actually kill it again. It looks like it has 3 HP. It's pretty laggy, but it works. The DPS is actually not that bad.
So, early game, yeah, this won't be bad.
Yeah, it could actually really help. But the only problem is that it does have a pretty expensive placement cost, so... Unlock Wire Fraud. So this will actually increase your enemy cash rewards whenever you kill an enemy. So you can see that if we spawn in more enemies, then the cash that you get from them will be more. You can see a cash effect, but because we're in admin mode, we can't really see how much money we get. But it does increase the money by 7.5%. Now, synapses. You can actually increase the amount that you have. I believe this is called a synapse. So you can now have 2 instead of just 1. Slowness, you can now apply a 15% slowness debuff. and unit conversion. Enemies that are converted now have higher health. Now, let's get that. It also does get hidden detection. So, we can see that when we get another enemy, it'll be higher health.
This is gonna be fun.
So, yep, now it has a little bit more health than it would have.
Yeah, so I had 40 HP, so you get, we're just gonna do it in fractions, so that'd be 1/4, so you get back 1/4 of its HP.
Yep, so level 3, 7,500, you get the tower hologram. So if we place down a tower, you can see that it will clone it. So cloning costs 90% of the tower's cost, so I guess it might be an ability. So, yep, you do have a drone ability right there. So if you use that, then you can see that it costs 450 to clone the trapper, and then you can just place the next clone right next to it. Oh, wow, yeah, that looks pretty cool. So it'll last for a short amount of time, but it will do exactly what the trapper does.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, I might buy this.
It takes a minute before it goes away, but a second version of that tower for no extra placement cost is going to be amazing, especially with high DPS or low placement towers. Like,
can you upgrade it?
No, it's all based off of what level the actual tower is. So this is a level 0 clone. So if you upgrade this to max level and then I try to clone it again.
Yeah. Wait, let's try it with the Gatling gun.
Alright.
That's actually a good question. Can you clone the Gatling gun?
It appears no. Wait, yep, you can. So yep, it'll just give me a Gatling gun. I can go into FPS mode and everything. So yeah, you can actually clone Gatling gun, which is pretty much the strongest tower in the game because of its single place limit. So it is the strongest single tower in the game. So having your own Gatling gun having a secondary Gatling gun is crazy, because if you have like a 4 team that each have Gatling gun and hacker, you can have 8 Gatling guns going at once, which seems insane, because that's gonna be a ton of DPS. It may be expensive, but it will be crazy.
Yeah. Wait, try again. How much is it to clone it now? Like, max level?
It'll cost a lot. You can't actually get rid of your clone, so you have to wait for the timer to go away. So we'll get to that right now. So to clone a max Gatling gun, it's gonna cost you about 191,000, almost 192,000. But you can indeed, once the drone gets there, you can indeed have a second Gatling gun, and it works in everything. The only issue is just that it lasts for only about a minute.
How you're gonna? Yeah. All right, now turn it that way so we can get back to upgrading that hacker.
Yep. So, level 4 costs 22,000. You have upgraded wire fraud, so you earn 12.5% instead of just the 10%. Upgrade slowness goes from 15 to 20%. The tower hologram will last longer and will still cost 90%. And unit conversion will now have higher health. So, let's just get those, and let's see some enemies. So, you can see a hazmat just comes in, immediately gets shredded by the high DPS, and comes back as 100 damage.
Yeah, and you still
so pretty good. I wonder, can you? Okay, you cannot clone a hacker. That's unfortunate. But we've got 2 paths now. Overclock. This one seems like it's mainly for getting back those synapses, those like converted units. So this one will turn your hacker tower red. You'll now be able to have 4 instead of just 2. And it seems like it does even more damage because of its faster fire rate, even if the damage goes down. The converted enemies also have higher health. So let's see this version with a bunch of enemies. Something interesting to note is that the hacker tower will be really good against breakers, since it doesn't even give them the ability to break, as it'll just send back the high health one. So it is doing a lot of damage to this. You can just see the damage racking up right now. And then these guys, you can just see that they are just destroying each other.
Oh.
But these high health enemies like this will be deadly. And you can see that it's spawning a lot of beams. So it's got some really good splash type damage. And you could just see them all coming back. Now, but this giant boss, once it does eventually get, like, transformed into a unit, it will be amazing. Because it will have 1,700 health. That is an insane amount of health for a unit. Since that is about as much as a railgun tank. Now you can even see that it is going to go straight forward with this bulwark and do all that damage straight to it. And boom, that is just a full-on chunk just taken out. So, let's see about... Okay, wait. So, yep.
Yeah,
and now the bulwark will be taken out by the hackers after a short amount of time. And there it goes, coming back. Now it's a unit. And the second version is called Rug Pull. Now this one is mainly for everything altogether. While Overclocked was mainly focused on turning enemies against each other, Rug Pull will focus on everything. Decreasing the damage by 2, but not actually giving any extra fire rate buffs. This will lose its DPS. However, you can have more synapses. The slowness buff will be increased, as it'll move it from 20% to 25%, which will help you out a ton. And you even get enemy cash rewards increased from 12.5% to 20%. The tower holograms now will only cost 65% of the tower's cost, and will last 2 minutes instead of just 75 seconds. This seems like it could be pretty good. Maybe not as good as the first one, because the main crazy feature is being able to send the enemies back at the other enemies. But the cloning being buffed does seem pretty insane. I mean, just look at this Fallen Jester.
100% shield with that.
It appears as though Jester got buffed. That's not good. We are just learning that for the first time. That's pretty scary.
I hate that. 100% shield. Whose idea with this was this?
I don't know.
I want this man fired. Whoever said, "Oh, yeah, let's keep Jester 100% for his peer."
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yep, the Fallen Jester will come back. It won't even be able to get, like, it won't even be able to use its buffing ability even when it dies. But now you can see that it's kind of actually transforming all of them. I don't know why all of a sudden now the Breakers want to be transformed. But yeah, you can just see that the Jester coming back is really nice. And these guys are just going to get powered through by just these two hackers because of their ability to hit so many at once. Just look at that. They're just destroyed. And you get even more to go back. Hacker Tower seems like an incredible tower, and I feel like it'll fit right into the meta. But that's been the Hacker Tower.